for this evening. Most of the folks I know and we've worked with a lot, I guess since really 2008 on various campaigns, midterms, and generals. We wanted to, share a little bit, just kind of my thoughts on kind of the post-mortem of the election, what went wrong and what we learned from it, and how can we become better from it. I think that takes a lot of humility to be able to do that as a party is important on moving forward. So I'm sitting here looking at the banner of Miami Young Republicans, and I think, is young necessarily reflective of age, or is it rather, kind of a new party or new organization image? Doesn't mean we change our principles, doesn't mean we abandon why we're all here, all the conservative values we do, but we got a messaging and imaging problem. And that's something we got to address and we got to be honest with. So kind of back up a little bit, October 1st to see where things were. And to be completely candid, I thought we were going to win big. I thought things were moving in the right direction. I was fired up over Governor Romney and Paul Ryan. Going around South Dade and going around the rest of the state, things were looking good. October 1st happens, Consumer Sentiment Index, the wrong track, right track poll that the ABC News puts out, and the presidential approval rating all start trending towards President Obama's direction. October 1st, that month. In terms of timing, we had kind of a tough result. So why didn't our system hold up? Why wasn't the base there? Why weren't things kind of being able to withstand that? And I think it has to do a lot with our outreach and our messaging, our grassroots efforts. I can't tell you how happy I am to see kind of the Miami Young high school Republicans, the college Republicans come together, various organizations here tonight, whether that's SunPAC, Libre Initiative, MapPAC, there's a lot of different organizations all working for the same goal. And so I think one takeaway is to start working together a little bit better. So I spent a lot of time around Florida, seeing what was going on. We lost Florida by 72,000 votes. We lost Dade County by approximately 120,000 votes. So if you look at kind of what we need to work on most, it's right here. It's in Dade County, it's our backyard. To me, that presents a huge opportunity. And I'm not trying to be all kind of doom and gloom, but let's look at the writing on the wall and let's fix it and let's move forward. In Colorado, I spent a lot of time in Colorado campaigning there. I did about a 2.5-day blitz a week before the election. Things were looking very strong there. But that grassroots base is what didn't show up at the end of the day. Mitt Romney had 5 million votes less than John McCain did in the general population. Obama did 1 million votes less. That margin, that difference, wasn't enough to get us over the finish line. So that's where we were. That's kind of painting the picture. Obviously, President Obama was sworn yesterday, and we've got a long way to go. Right now, we got about 2 years till the midterm election. It's pretty interesting starting to see different candidates running for congressional seats, House seats, commissioners across the board. Again, if we come together like we're doing right now with the high school young Republicans and giving them the support, encouraging young people to get engaged, that's how we'll be successful. But it starts right now. It starts today. It started yesterday, if you want to. Started 2 weeks ago. So hope you guys get the point of where we need to go. Now just to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about Florida Hispanic Outreach and SunPAC and what we've been doing, for the last October 2010, where we launched our initial event behind Senator Marco Rubio and trying to be candid, kind of coattail that into this Hispanic outreach. Ronald Reagan said it best, Hispanics are Republicans, they just don't know it yet. Mitt Romney had a 27% margin with Hispanics that voted for him. The rest went towards Obama. So our trend lines towards Hispanics are going down. Why is that? It doesn't make sense. There was a big decision, I think, as it relates to what we were going to do in the campaign as Governor Romney to talk about jobs, and the economy. I think one thing we learned is that just like Hispanics are very diverse, they're not focused on one issue. The economies are the right. That's a message that Republicans do very well with because we're right. Maybe that's a little, biased, but things like immigration, things like the education, we need to start focusing on those issues, come up with policies that make sense and are rational and are applicable to the 21st century, and that will resonate well with Hispanics. Kirsten and I have been doing a lot of work the last couple of months to really roll out our SunPAC initiative nationally, focusing on these states with a rising trend in Hispanics, places like North Carolina, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, obviously Florida. Hispanics now make 1 in 4 school children now come from a Hispanic background. Demography is destiny, and if we don't start approaching our conservative values to these various demographics, I hate to put it in one bucket, but in terms of Hispanics, we're not going to win any elections. That's the bottom line. So we've been doing that by trying to go and reach out to folks and having an honest conversation. And I think it resonates well with people. So that's what we'll continue to do. Again, focusing on things like immigration, education, and the economy, and having a diverse platform, I think will make us successful. Now again, don't necessarily have a speech, I just wanted to share some thoughts and why we lost and what we could do to learn from that. And I was hoping to really have a civil Q&A session and maybe start fielding some questions on what y'all were kind of thinking, and as we go around the state and the country and speaking to other opinion leaders, what we could do better with the party and on the messaging front. So, Bradley?
We have one